As far back as I can remember playing this game, there's one creature since the beginning that roams the creek bottoms of North Texas. I can say with certainty has won my heart. There's just something about a bobcat that keeps me awake till all hours of the night looking for the next set of glowing eyes. And once you've seen the bright eyes of a big mature cat, there's no mistaking it. And once my ScanPro finds another set, I get excited like a little kid all over. A few years back, me and my good buddy Jim killed one of the prettiest cats we've ever seen in our area. It was pretty enough Jim just had to get him mounted, and I'd say I would have probably done the same myself had I pulled the trigger on that pretty sucker. I knew the moment this cat popped up and I got a good look at him, he was for sure special with all those spots. Around here, it's pretty rare to get one with big defined spots all over their back like that. And if there ever was a bobcat to mount, it's no doubt this one.
Here he is. Man, what a cat. That's quite a cat right there. Man, he's pretty. He's got a good fur on him for this time of year.
Old Jim had a real trophy on his hands and wanted to make the memory last, so doing a full body mount was pretty much a must.
You right out in the open?
Yeah, he just showed up. There was a tree, it was already cut maize field, and he just showed up out of nowhere. We don't know where he came from.
How about that? I've had him to do that.
You could really tell Jim was super proud of that cat, and I was proud to have just been there with him when he got him. I couldn't wait to see how he turned out, because there's absolutely no mount out there prettier than a spotted bobcat. And the only one I trust on my cats is our good friend and taxidermist Larry Hood. I'm not sure exactly what it is about a cat that gets me going, but the thought of living in a place without them would almost make me cry. They're that special to me. I honestly think some of it has to do with the fact the very first success I ever had night hunting was on a big old bobcat. That night I fell in love and have been chasing him ever since. I would even venture to say we have a bit of an unhealthy relationship, me and a cat. In the end, it's good for me, but not so much for the cat. A couple of years ago, we had a particular cat giving us a run for our money. He had given us a slip at least 2 or 3 times over a couple of seasons, but on this night, he made the mistake of dropping his guard. It was a pretty cool stand getting to see him work his way through all that corn. We were all completely shocked how fast this cat showed up after the sheer amount of racket we made driving the truck over all those corn stalks. It was loud. I mean, loud enough to not have much confidence anyway. It just goes to show, give them what they want to hear on that particular night, and you'll be surprised what some animals will put up with.
I cannot believe we hunted him and hunted him and hunted him. Our first attempt and he shows up in less than a minute. It's just like he read the script tonight. As our only purpose of coming in here is trying to call him because we tried him several times last year. He just never would cooperate with us. We rode in here tonight, made all kind of noise in this cornfield, and he showed up in less than a minute. Sometimes you got to be quiet, and sometimes it doesn't matter how much noise you make on the way in. You'll still have animals respond. If you just play their certain tune that night that they want or they're interested in. But that's just about as plain colored as you're going to find a cat. Matter of fact, it's kind of unique. Not many spots, but she has them under her belly. Pretty cat.
That'd do some damage.
Yes, it would. Maybe it's the start of quite a few this year. We've kind of got things off to a pretty good start tonight.
Talk about blend in. That cat's hard to see in front of all that corn. Fast forward a few months later and look at this pretty fella. The last time I believe I laid eyes on a cat this pretty was that cat of Jim's. And this one had even more spots on him. It was only Matt and myself on this night, and both of us knew instantly when he popped out of the brush, this is one we needed in the truck. He was beautiful. Well, I've said on many occasions I'm the type of guy who lives by the motto, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, on this particular night, Matt was in the experimental process of trying a new round on his 6.5 Creedmoor, which was understandable considering he hadn't used it much at that point. But the problem was he made the mistake of going with way too heavy of a bullet. One thing you'll learn over time is what loads are fur friendly and which ones aren't, and which ones will anchor 99% of the animals you hit good, and what bullets will have 99% of them run off into the wild blue yonder. And for those of you who don't know exactly where the blue yonder's at, just hit a few cats at night with the wrong bullet, and those cats will no doubt help you find it. When hunting at night, for us, we want to hit an animal and have it drop like a rock with minimal fur damage. And the bullets we've had the best results from personally are the lighter weight rounds that will usually fragment on impact inside the animal and not blow through them so fast the animal never takes the full energy of the bullet. When you hit them good with the right projectile, they should hit the dirt with virtually no fur damage. And when you retrieve them, if the bullet did its job, their body cavity will literally feel like a bag of mush, because the bullet went in and did its job. That's why we personally stay away from those heavier bullets, because the proof is in the results. That's a really good tip for anyone out there looking for the right round for predators. Shoot a heavy bullet, expect more runners. Shoot a lighter weight bullet going the right speed and drop them in their tracks. Just watch how perfect Matt hits this cat and he still runs on us.
Ask him.
That's about as good as you can hit one, and we were both wondering if he even hit him at all after he ran.
Did you hit him?
I don't know. He's limping.
Matt was almost sick to his stomach, thinking he had let this pretty cat get away from him.
Please be laying there.
Man, I could have swore that cat was right. He was somewhere in here. Looked like he fell off in the creek when he fell. Look at right there. Got him? Look right there.
Oh, nice. Man, oh man. That's awesome.
You know what this is? This is a case of you need to find a different bullet.
Yeah, that's 2 in a row, you know?
Yeah, it is what it is, man.
Dude, that cat is beautiful.
I'll be honest, I was sweating a little bit. If he wouldn't have been limping, it sure looks like he shot right over the top of that thing.
It did. It really did. He didn't jump. You didn't see any fur move. It's just...
I gotta go
man.
look at this thing.
Well, let's get on him.
Dude, he's pretty.
Oh, man.
Dude, look at the spots, man.
That is gorgeous. What a gorgeous cat. He is covered. Oh, man. All the way. Look at his back. What a great cat.
We got lucky on this one because from our experience, tracking a wounded cat at night is something you shouldn't ever have to do if you're shooting the right bullet. Oh, Matt was pretty pumped we managed to find that big pretty sucker. I really hated it for him when he ran because I could tell just by the look on his face. He was pretty worried before we went and tried to look for him. That ought to make you feel a little bit better, huh? You live and you learn on stuff like that. But when you're as good of a shot as I know Matt is, tracking a high percentage of animals at night is avoidable with the right caliber and round combination.
It's gorgeous. Look how dark he is on the back.
That's a good cat, man. That's what it's all about right there.
That is. Tough to beat. It had me scared, though. The way he walked off. Dude, that was a crazy spot. Well, live and learn with those bullets, you know. Try something new, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But luckily that cat didn't get away because that is a beautiful cat. I'm excited about that one.
Well, I'm sure a few of you by now are wondering exactly what caliber and round we consider as our go-to for all our night hunting. Believe it or not, the absolute best performing combination we've killed and anchored literally thousands of animals with virtually no fur damage is a 55 grain ballistic tip in a 243. You know, I've heard some guys say a 243 is the worst round ever made for predators. Well, I'm gonna completely disagree. It's super flat, it's super fast, and will anchor 99% of the animals we hit with it, with virtually zero fur damage. There's tons of great calibers out there, but if you're looking for one that we personally have had tons of experience with at night, it would be the 243 and the 55 grain ballistic tip. You're about to see firsthand why we prefer that round on this cat. That's why we shoot a 243, because we don't like them to budge. It's a devastating round that does its job effectively. This cat was in absolutely pristine fur condition with zero damage. That's the kind of results you really want to look for when picking the right bullet.
I cannot believe that just happened. We always call the front of this place shoot pigs and sometimes coyotes. It's probably about, I don't know, 3/4 to a mile deep. Well, we stay at the very front. We was up there at the front, and Chris says, I wonder what would happen if we pull back out of the back, or if we call up a cat. Man, we didn't call 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. We called this cat up. It's pretty rewarding when you call one up right here in your backyard like that. It's fun stuff.
Still my favorite.
You what?
Still my favorite.
Still my favorite.
Cats.
Oh, heck yeah.
Love them.
I'm pretty fired up about this one, I'm not gonna lie. Man, this sucker's like a 35-pounder to me.
You know, out of all the cats we've encountered over the years, this one would likely be close to one of the most memorable for several reasons. One of them being simply how long he was less than 20 yards from the truck. We've had plenty of cats get that close before, but the way this cat went about it is what stands out the most in my mind. We had unknowingly parked the truck right on a game trail that actually funneled him right to us. And once he got close, he decided to make a slow circle all the way around the truck. It was so cool getting to watch in person, seeing him slinking through those bushes, just being a cat. You know, to me, there's nothing more special this sport has to offer than being this close to such an amazing creature. We would have let him keep going, but he was so close he eventually walked into the shadow of the rig itself. And then we knew it was time. Bobcats will always have my respect as a night hunter and give me something to look forward to each and every year. After all, for me, they're where Night Crew all started.